Hey everyone, today we're going to solve LeetCode 1071, greatest common divisor of strings. So it's a easy level problem, although I have liked it and it's a very good problem. The optimized approach, the brute force is easy because the constraints are weak, but I think the optimized approach is quite good. Based on observation, it's nothing more like an IQ or a data structure problem, but yeah, it's a good problem. I enjoyed solving it. So for two strings, we are given two strings, that is s and t. We say that t divides s if and only if s is equal to, we can break down s in form of multiple t's. That is, t is concatenated with itself one or more times. Given two strings str1 and str2, return the largest string x such that x divides both strings. Okay, so if the problem statement is not clear, then I will try my best to make them clear to you. So we are given these two strings, that is an str1 a b c and abc, and we are also given str2 that is equal to a b c, right? So it's given in the question that we can break string into multiple t's. So for this string, I will str1, as you can see, str1 could be broken down. So I will just say s1 could be broken down. This is s2 string 2 and this is s2 as well. So s2 plus s2, and this can be your, this can be your s and this can be your t. So this is the t that we're looking for, and t is abc. And as you can see, abc divides this string as well in these two parts, and abc divides this string as well as a whole. So abc is the greatest string or the longest string that we can find that divides both of them equally. Not equally, but it divides both of them, right? It can be, because if we divide abc by this value, then it will give us some 2 value, and here it will give us, so basically it gives you a natural number, which means that it is divisible, and that is the question. And for example, in this question, for example, in this test case, it will make you more clear. So string 1 is a b a b a b, yes, yeah, and s2 is ab and ab. Okay, and you need to divide them in such a way that both of them gives you a natural number. And basically you need to find a string x which is divisible by both of them, and it has to be like, there can be multiple x, right? There can be multiple strings that can divide s1 and s2, but you need to find the string that has the longest length or size. So for this purpose, a, can you divide a? No, we cannot. Can you divide ab? Yes, we can divide ab here, and okay, so if we divide ab here, we will get 1, right? But here's the problem. If we divide ab here, this will give you 1 value and this will give you half value, and it will be 1.5, which means that it is not divisible. We need natural numbers. Natural numbers is 1, 2, 3, basically no fractions, right? Integral numbers, and that are greater than 0. Well, obviously they will be greater than 0 because it's a divide part, and we are dealing with size, which can never be uh, negative or 0. So this is a problem, which means that we cannot choose AB. So let's decrease this character and ABA. Can we do it ABA? Okay, ABA done here, but not at this point. So we cannot do ABA as well. So let's discard this A as well. Can we do it with AB? This AB, this AB, this AB, and this will give you 3. And if we are dealing with AB here, this AB, and this will give you 2, which means yes, AB is the largest string that you can, or the longest string, which divides both of them. And that is the, basically that is GCD or HCF, we say in our Indian mathematics system, that highest common factor or greatest common divisor as GCD. So this is a problem. So first of all, let's write a brute force code for this. And after writing the brute force code, then I will give you some analysis of it. What is the time and space complexity? So first of all, we need to have the size, and n is equal to str2 dot size. Now string, now we need a string for comparison purposes. Now let's iterate over I is equal to n minus 1, that is the last character, and let it just be n because the substring. So basically in C++, so we have a substring function which is a method that is used over the string object, and it has two arguments. So the first argument is the index, start index from where it starts, and the second argument is the number of characters. Okay, so if I say that, so let me just write this for loop first. Now the comparison string is going to be str2 dot substring. Now we are starting with I. So no, basically we are starting with 0, that is the first character, and we are going all the way up to I. Okay, and that is why we have taken n, because if I say that, let's say this is my string, these are the indexes, and I say that I want all of these characters, then substring function will have these arguments. The first argument will be the starting character because I need all the characters starting from 0. So 0, and then you need all of these characters, which means 4 characters, and that is the size of the string, right? So 4. But if you think that b is not something that we need to decrease this string is not working out, we need to decrease the characters, so we will discard b. And when we are discarding b, the 0 will be as it is because we will be starting the string from this side, but the size of the string will be decreased, which means from 4 it will be 3, and that is the this for loop is doing. Now why I have not said that it is equal to 0, I is greater than or equal to 0, because if you will say that 0 0, this basically means that you are given an empty string that starting from 0 take 0 characters, right? You need to give at least one character in order to take it, but if you are saying 0, then you are just passing an empty string, and that cannot be your answer, because in the that can be your answer actually, but we can deal with it in a very sophisticated way rather than dealing it here. So yeah, now another thing is, if now I will have a check function that will check them in a brute force way, if this string 1 and string 2 are divided by this comparison string, and if they are, then return this comparison string. Otherwise you can also say is equal to 0, and this will work, or if you want to give it a other like a separate return statement for the empty string, then it will also work. Now you have a bool function check. This function, we are going to implement this function, and this is a string function, string argument, reference of string 1, then you have a reference of string 2, then you have a string reference of comparison string. Now int n is equal to comparison dot size. Now, so we are starting with the 0th character, I is equal to 0, I is less than str1 dot size, and I plus plus, so not plus plus. This string we are, so basically if I say this that a b a, these are my characters. So let's say a b, these are my characters that I want to solve, right? So 0 1 2 3 4 5. So I will start at this point, this is my I that is currently pointing here, and I will take the characters that are of this size, and that means 4. So from 0 I will take first 4 characters, that means this string will be compared with the comparison string. For example, this is my comparison string, and this is fine, so it will go ahead, and then my eye will directly pointing on this element rather than pointing it on this element b, because it will always obviously fail, and that is not what we are looking for. The question says that if there's a part that is already divisible by then you can move forward, and we are moving forward, and ab is not divisible, so we'll return false. But if it is, for example, ab, so this is one part that is ab, and then you have the other, and then you have ab again. So let's implement this. Now if str1 dot substring starting from this I all the way till n is not equal to comparison string, then we will return false. And the same thing we need to do for the string 2, I is less than str2 dot size, I is plus equal to n. Now if str2 dot substring is not equal to comparison string, then we'll say return false. But if both of these checks are made that the string that we are looking for has is divisible by both of these strings, then we will return true. And when it is returning true, this condition will be true, and it will directly, the control will directly come to this 24th line, and it will return the comparison string. If it does not, for example, for every character that we are scanning and it does not comes to the check function does not return a true value, then we will come out of this loop and we will return an empty string, because that will be our answer. So let's run this code. Okay, it passes the test cases and it is submitted, although it's not performing very good, but yeah, it is submitted. And now the time complexity, so it is of so let's say you are given these true strings, and on an average case, like they are very big strings, and the size of each of these strings s1 and s2 is n. Okay, is n. So for every nth character, so for example, you are taking s2 as your comparison string. Out of s2 we are taking our comparison string, and we are in for every string, for every possibility of a string, we are checking on the s1 and s2, which means the time complexity is big of n square. Okay, so this is the time complexity. And now talking about the space complexity, although we are not using anything else, but we are returning this thing and that needs to be returned. So on the basis of this concept, the auxiliary space complexity will be constant, but we are still using a string. So I will like to say that the space complexity is also linear because we are using a comparison string. So this is the time and space complexity. Now let's move on to another approach which is more optimized. So this approach is okay. So this is more based on the observation. If you can observe it, then you can obviously have it. So let's say we have this string that is a b c, a b c, and then you have this a b c. Okay, now when this string, so we need to find a case, this is s1 basically and this is s2. We need to find a case where there can never be a, where when it cannot be divisible, let's say. So if you add these strings up, concatenate them, abc, abc, and this will be abc. As you can see, there are three groups, which means it can be divisible and there is an x in them, right? So this is s1 plus s2. But if I say s2 plus s1, then what it will be? So you have abc from s2, and then you have s1 and s1, that is abc and abc. Again, you can see there are three groups which can be found by the brute force algorithm. But there's another thing that I want you to consider, and that is if there's a string, let's say we are given abc, but at this point we don't have abc, we have only ab. In that way, this will be abc, abc, and ab, and this will be ab, abc, abc, which means they are now not equal. If they are not equal, then they're like the GCD of them, the common higher, the string that is divisible by both of them and of the longest length will be an empty string. And you can see that there is no string in these string that can divide both of them, right? Except the empty string. So that is why this condition is very true. This condition is very important, that s1 plus s2 has to be equal to s2 plus s1 in order to find a GCD, in order for a length, in order for a string to exist which has a length greater than 2 and is divisible and can divide both of these strings. Now this condition is important. Another case is, so for example, this condition is passed, we have abc, everything is going good, yes, it's going good, and then we need to find their lengths, right? What I will do is I will say their sizes plays a very important role. So this is 6 and this is 3, which means that the GCD of their size basically will be a string. right? Basically will be the size of the comparison string that divides both of them. Makes sense? So 6 and 3, their GCD will be 3. And 3 is the size of the string starting from this character that will divide both of them. And this is ABC, and that is our answer. You can also find this case in, okay, let me write another test case. So ABC, ABC, ABC. Okay, then you have string 2. So this is ABC, ABC, and ABC. Let it be ABC again. So how many characters are there? So there are 12 characters, right, in this string. And how many characters are there? There are 9 characters in this string. So same from my concept that GCD of 12 and 9. What is the GCD of 12 and 9? That is 3. Okay. That means if we have 12 and 9 starting from this character, or we can also have string 2 starting from S1, the length of the string is this ABC. 3 is the length of this string or comparison string that can divide this and this as well, by obviously by first checking if this condition is true or not. And this is true, this is true. You can also check this by yourself that this will be true. This can only be true if there is a GCD that is of length, is if there is a comparison string that is of length greater than 0, that has some groups in it, right? Because ABC is basically a group in it, and if you have these groups, and combine them together, it will be a similar way. If we are concatenating them on whatever the order is, they will give you the same value because you have groups in them, right? That same way of saying that you have these 3 marbles and you have these 4 marbles and these 2 marbles. So if you will place these 2 marbles first and then you have these 4 marbles, it will be the same way of looking them. And if you place these 4 marbles first and then place these 2 marbles, it will be the same way. So this is what this algorithm is. So that is why I said that it heavily relies on the observation. Now you have this GCD and the 3 is the answer, so you will have ABC. You can also do this by saying that, yeah, so now you have this 12, so this is not 9, this is 6 characters. So GCD of 12 and 6 is going to be 6. And you can see that ABC will divide ABC and ABC. There are 2 groups of them. Okay. So this is the algorithm. So let's write it. So first of all, we need to check the condition if string 1 plus string 2 is not equal to string 2 plus string 1. If this is the case, then it's a problem. We need to return an empty string because there will be no comparison string that has length greater than 0. Otherwise, we will be returning. So in this case, we need to return string. So you can either pick string 1 or string 2, that's your choice, because it will exist in both of the strings, because that is why it is divisible by both of the strings. So starting from 0, and you need to find the GCD. So GCD underscore underscore GCD, the string 1 dot size and string 2 dot size. This should give you the required value. I hope there are no type. Okay. Yeah, I was saying that there shouldn't be any type issues because it's an unsigned int that is returned. Okay, and it's not performing that bad as compared to the brute force. So I think it's good, and the space wise it's also good. Now coming back to the time complexity. Okay, so this will take constant time. This will take not actually constant time. This will take linear time, and it will be linear time, and this substring will, and the GCD function in in I think in C++ the GCD function takes log n time, but n is a dominant factor, so log n will be ignored, and the substring function will also take linear time, so this will be a big O of n in time wise, and in space wise it will be a constant space because we are not using any space. We are just basically returning the already built string, that is string 1, the characters that are created in the memory of string 1. We are returning these characters, we are not creating any new string. So yes, I think this is it, and this is the problem. This is the, like, it's only of 2 lines code. So yeah, so this was the problem. I hope you have learned from it, and thanks for watching. Have a good day.